All right, today we're going to dive into an idea that might just fundamentally change how you see, well, everything, including yourself.
So let's just jump right in with a question. I want you to really sit with this for a second. What if you aren't a noun, but a verb? Seriously, what if you isn't a fixed, static thing, but an ongoing process, a constant state of becoming?
The big idea we're unpacking today is exactly that. We tend to see our lives as this collection of snapshots, right? Like a photo album of moments. But what if reality is actually an uninterrupted movie? You're not just living in the flow of change, you are the flow of change.
And this slide just lays it out so perfectly. We have this illusion that we can grab hold of now, freeze it, but it's like trying to clutch water in your fist. By the time you think you've got it, it's already gone. It reminds me of what the ancient Greek philosopher Heraclitus said: "No man ever steps in the same river twice." Why? Because it's not the same river, and he's not the same man. And look, this isn't just some old, dusty philosophy. Modern science actually backs this up. A lot of physicists will tell you that this constant flow of time is what's fundamental. Our sense of a solid present moment, that's more of a construct of our minds. And from an energetic point of view, it's even simpler. If everything is energy, and the very definition of energy is movement, then to exist is to be in constant motion, to fluctuate. So you might be thinking this is some kind of new idea, but not at all. In fact, this concept of flow is a timeless piece of wisdom that you can find in cultures all over the world, going back thousands of years. Back in ancient Greece, Heraclitus called it panta-rhi. Everything flows. And his symbol for it was fire, which is perfect, isn't it? Think about it. Fire is never a static thing. It's always a process of transformation. The second it stops changing, it's not fire anymore. It's gone. Over in the East, Buddhism calls this anicca, which means impermanence, and their analogy is just as beautiful. A candle flame. It looks like a single, stable thing, right? But it's actually a continuous, incredibly rapid process of change. And according to Buddhist thought, our sense of self, our consciousness, is exactly like that, a constant flickering. Then there's Taoism, which talks about the Tao, or the way, and its symbol is water. Water doesn't fight. It flows around obstacles. It finds the path of least resistance. And yet, with enough time, it can wear down the hardest rock. This whole idea leads to the practice of Wu Wei, which doesn't mean doing nothing. It means effortless action. Acting in alignment with the natural flow of things instead of fighting against. And it's not just in the East. Many indigenous cultures completely reject our idea of linear time. For them, time isn't a straight line. It's a spiral or a circle, just like the seasons that always return. So for them, change isn't something that happens to the world. Change is the world. It's the very fabric of reality. This chart just pulls it all together so well. You got 4 completely different traditions using these powerful natural symbols: fire, a candle flame, water, the spiral, all pointing to the very same fundamental truth. Whether it's about struggle and harmony, or acceptance and non-attachment, or effortless alignment, the core message is always the same. We are part of a dynamic, ever-changing universe. Okay, so we've looked at this big universal concept. But how does this apply to you, right here, right now? Well, let's bring it down to a personal level with the yogic view of flow, which is all about an energy called prana. Now, prana often gets translated as life force, but its Sanskrit roots tell a much cooler story. It comes from pra, meaning constant, and ana, meaning movement, constant movement. Think of it like the software running the hardware of your body. It's not the breath itself, but it's the invisible force behind the breath, the force that tells your lungs to expand and your heart to beat. It's the engine of change inside you. And yogic science gets really specific about this. It actually categorizes prana into 5 main patterns of flow, which are called vayus, or winds. As you can see here, each one governs a different direction of movement in your system. You have an inward flow, an outward flow, a circular flow. They are literally the currents in your own internal river. Now, I know this all might sound a little abstract, a little out there, but here's the thing. There is a very simple, very tangible, very real way to connect with this energy. And that brings us to the most practical, powerful tool you have: your breath. There's this ancient quote from a yogic text that it nails it. The Lord of the senses is the mind. The Lord of the mind is the breath.
What that's really saying is that if you want to influence your mind, which is constantly reacting to everything, the most direct path, the master key, is through your breath. So why the breath? What makes it so special? Well, a few things. First, it's a perfect mirror of what's going on inside you. You know this instinctively. When you're stressed, your breath is short and choppy. When you're at peace, it's long and smooth. Second, and this is huge, it's the only function in your body that's both automatic and voluntary. And finally, practices like pranayama, the word literally means expansion of the life force. It's not about controlling your breath, it's about expanding its flow. Okay, so we've talked about the what and the why. Now for the how. How do we take this from a cool concept and turn it into a practice? Here are some simple techniques you can use to start living in the flow, even on the most chaotic day. Let's try something really quick right now. Just notice your next inhale. Can you feel that subtle pull, that cool, upward sense of expansion? Now, on your exhale, feel the opposite, that sense of grounding, of a warm, downward release. And then, just for a moment, notice that tiny, quiet pause at the very top of the inhale and the very bottom of the exhale. That's it. That's the center point. This next one is a total game changer, and it's all about your language. When you say, I am stressed, you've just fused your identity with the feeling of stress. You've become it. But what happens if you just shift the language to, I am experiencing a wave of stress? You see the difference? Now you're the observer. The stress is just a temporary event passing through you. And waves? Well, waves always pass. Here are 3 super quick, super practical takeaways. 1. The micro reset. Every time you switch tasks, from answering an email to making coffee, take just 1 conscious breath. 2. Physical softening. A few times a day, check in. Is your jaw clenched? Are your shoulders creeping up to your ears? Let them drop. And 3. A simple visualization. Imagine your energy flowing up your spine on the inhale and then cascading down and around your body on the exhale, creating this protective buffer around you. This slide really sums up the choice we have in every single moment. Are we going to live in that static mode where we brace and tighten against stress, asking, why is this happening to me? Or are we going to live in flow mode where we soften and breathe, asking, how is this moving through me? One way leads to burnout. The other makes you resilient, adaptive, and keeps your energy renewable. And all of this leads to a beautiful paradox. By embracing constant movement, by embracing the flow, you actually find a profound stillness. Think about it. The eye of a hurricane is perfectly calm because of the immense motion spinning all around it. Your flow state, that's the eye of your own personal hurricane. I love this quote from Rumi because it just captures this whole journey. True wisdom isn't about fighting the world, trying to force it to be how we want it to be. It's about aligning our own internal flow. And when we do that, we change our entire experience of the world. So the final question is for you. Life is going to keep sending waves. That's a guarantee. You can't stop them, but you can learn to surf. The next time you feel a wave coming, a wave of stress, a wave of joy, a wave of challenge, how will you choose to meet it?